Welcome everyone to the Tech Woman 2020, and I'm delighted to be here just to talk about artificial intelligence and technology in general. I'm Mónica Villas. I have a degree in industrial engineer, but I spent all my professional life in the IT world. I worked for IBM for 24 years, and I quit IBM last year to focus on enablement and assistance in some technical advisors to small companies. I have the privilege to work in a multinational for 24 years, and I learned a lot about people, business, and about technology, of course. So just to share with you the agenda, we are going to see in this short time an introduction on the artificial intelligence, what is AI, but because many of you have heard about AI but maybe didn't know what it is and how to use it, the AI evolution, where it started and where we are right now, then the reality, what is the case studies, because at the end we all understand better when we see some examples, and then to finish on some challenges that we have with technology. As with all technology, we have always some advantages and maybe some disadvantages, or maybe some concerns that we should be caring about it. So just to start, I'm sure you are using artificial intelligence in your day-to-day, and you don't know about it, because I'm sure you use it, all the Alexa, Google, all these devices, and you are talking to them every day as it's a new furniture in your living room. And if not, maybe you have a Roomba, or maybe you have something similar that is working for you, is doing this task that we don't like to do, and is built with artificial intelligence as well. Or even you have your mobile. I'm sure that you have a mobile and you talk to your mobile, or maybe your assistant, Siri, or whatever mobile you are using is artificial intelligence inside. Or at the end, you are working in the day-to-day and you are always using this chatbot. So in your day-to-day, you are surrounded by artificial intelligence, and you don't really know that this is artificial intelligence. Some other examples can be Google, the Google Maps, you are driving every day, or any other example or recommendation. When you see Netflix, or when you go to Amazon, you always have this recommendation on the next. So this is artificial intelligence, and you can identify in your day-to-day. But what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is science from computing or from engineering that is trying to emulate the human behavior. Wow, this is human behavior. What is the human behavior or the human intelligence? Maybe sometimes we don't even know what is intelligence, right? The human intelligence. But I think the key words are learn, reason, and interact. So the artificial intelligence tries to learn from the data, as we do every day. We know everything just learning. We learn while we are growing. Then you can reason, you can take decision, and based on the data, you take decision. You go to a place and you are taking decision every day. And then the other thing that is very, very important in artificial intelligence is interaction. You know how to interact, how we interact, the human, with the voice, with the message, with the text, but at the end is the language. It's your language, the language that you are using every day. So here you have a definition. There is many definitions on the artificial intelligence, but it's a technology that thinks and acts by simulating human behavior. So just remember that, and remember the examples that we were talking before. So artificial intelligence is not only one thing. There are many things. When you listen about artificial intelligence, you see now that there are, for example, robotics, and you listen about robotics, is something that is inside artificial intelligence. When you listen about system expert or expert systems that are huge computers that are very focused on different tasks, this is inside artificial intelligence. And remember that we talk about language, we talk about interaction, so we have some speech to text, text to speech, or you have the natural language processing, which is processing our way of talking and processing understanding what we are talking about. It's not the same one sentence if we are in different contexts. So the human are very good on changing the context. Artificial intelligence is learning about the context. Artificial intelligence can be very good on playing chess, and then the same artificial intelligence cannot play another game. We can play a game, we can talk, at the same time we take the phone, and at the same time we are typing in a completely different subject. So you are start to see the challenges that we still have with artificial intelligence substituting the human brain. And then at the beginning of the chart, or on the top part of the chart, you have the key topics that we are going to talk today on focusing on artificial intelligence. The deep learning, what is deep learning, what is supervised learning, and what is unsupervised learning. Just for you to understand the key concepts, and when you listen about them, you are familiar with them. But first of all, we are going to look on the history. If someone is asking you when the artificial intelligence were born, anytime I make this question, all the people say something around 2000, something around 95, something around 2001, something like that. But really, artificial intelligence was invented on the 1950. So it's long time ago. But why we have not used before? Well, it was a discovery by Alan Turing. It was, well, it seems to be the father of the artificial intelligence. But after that, remember, 1950. So we almost have small computers or big computers, but very, very few computers around the world. So we don't have the capacity of processor, we don't have many things that artificial intelligence needs. So it's not only until you see the 1997, when the computer, the artificial intelligence, won to the champion of chess just automatically. The best champion in the world playing chess, so artificial intelligence won. So this creates just an inflection point, or just creates a change on the way that people see artificial intelligence. It's not now that we listen, artificial intelligence is going to take our jobs. It's since now, even since 1950, when it's taking that. And of course, the jobs are going to change more and more rapidly, but it's not only artificial intelligence which is going to change the market. So what happened between this 1997 till now? Really, it has been on 2011 when IBM again won the Jeopardy contest. The Jeopardy contest, it was a question and answer contest that we have answers and you need to figure out the question. So again, the machines win the human. So this puts the artificial intelligence in all the news, just because this Jeopardy contest was very, very famous in United States. One other thing, and I mentioned before, it was the assistant that we have in all our phones. This is 2011. And then if we move to 2012, it was another important milestone, that it was Google Brain. Google, just with their artificial intelligence, they achieved to recognize cats automatically. Because it seems a very, very simple task that when humans recognize these cats, they only need to see 3 or 4 times, or 3 or 4 different cats. But for the machine, it's completely different. They need to recognize millions of cats just to recognize automatically. When you are a kid, you see a cat for 3 or 4 times, and you recognize every cat in the world. A pictogram, a picture, a photograph, whatever. So artificial intelligence needs many, many data to make this decision. So this was another important milestone in 2012. So another one that you see in the picture, and just the most recent one, it's in 2016, which is the AlphaGo. It was another game, and it was a completely different game. The Go is an strategic game, nothing to do with the chess, and the possibilities of the game is very different. So again, a machine won. It was able to won the human. So it's another thing, another example when we learn about artificial intelligence abilities. So why now the artificial intelligence? Because it's when we have more data than ever. So take in consideration that from yesterday to today, we have generated the same data that the humanity since the beginning till 2013. Is huge data, especially on different formats, not only formatted data. We have all the IoT things, all the things that we provide in the social network, and these are data that are only analyzed in around 5%. So we have more data than ever. The other thing that we have is the biggest computer, the more powerful computer. We have the CPUs or the GPUs, so more power processor than ever. And we have the cloud, of course, that you can decide it to pay only for that time when you try to train the artificial intelligence. And then the other thing that you have is you have the open AI, which is the algorithm, the artificial intelligence algorithms are available for everyone. Of course, you need to understand how to use it, but you don't need to develop one unless you wanted to do it. So if we go just to some example, that is always the more difficult, easy thing to understand. If we go now to the example, if we try to explain what is supervised learning, remember it's a category inside artificial intelligence or machine learning, it's a categorization of that. So you only need to understand that supervised learning is the human is helping the machine to learn. So you have different cars or bikes or trucks, and then you teach the artificial intelligence how to classify them. This is supervised learning. And which kind of examples you have on that? You have some classification, for example, the spam filtering that you have every day, or you have some regression, just doing calculation about the home prices, or doing calculation about just the weather, or some disease recognition, or maybe some facial recognition. It's more focused on classification. It's more focused on understanding, with the help of the human, what is in this photograph or in this classification you need to do. The other category is unsupervised learning. And unsupervised learning is the machine alone is taking in consideration some of the characteristics of the data that we have and is classifying. As you see on the picture, at the end we have a kind of different mix on red, green, blue, or different colors, and the artificial intelligence, the algorithms that we are selecting, is grouping in categories, in different clusters, in different groups that are similar, maybe because of the amount of money that they spend, maybe because of the different type of country, or maybe because they have a different behavior or different age or whatever they have. And this is what we call unsupervised learning. Then this unsupervised learning, just some example, is just in biology when we are doing some classification or some clustering, the medical imaging by distinguish between different kind of issues. The machine is automatically classifying without any help from the human. Or even the example I was providing you before is just you using on the recommendation system. You are always watching a type of movies, or you are always buying a kind of things. So it's a kind of, you are put in a group that they are going to recommend you some areas. And then to finish on the machine learning, that what we have is the reinforced learning. Reinforced learning, as you see in the picture, is very, very focused on gaming. It's just trying to gain a strategy. And then you are having some recognition when you are doing as fast as possible. So just thinking on the Go that we mentioned before, or thinking on the chess, or any game that you are teaching artificial intelligence. It's a very, very new technology, and it's called reinforced learning because the machine is learning about that. So we move now to the other part of machine learning, which is deep learning. Deep learning is a subcategory of machine learning, but is a different technology is used behind. As you see there is different circles and different lines. This is trying to emulate the brain. This is like kind of a neural network. So you see a cat or you see a dog, and with that you are trying to guess what is the cat and the dog. But this is something similar to what we were talking at the beginning, right? It's machine learning. But then with artificial intelligence and deep learning is much more clever. Deep learning is looking on which is the attributes that are key for the animal. For example, if we have the cats, maybe we are looking on this part of the cat, or maybe we are looking on the ears that are completely different to the dogs. Or if we were classifying, they are looking on characteristics that are completely different. So it's another step further on the artificial intelligence. Of course, deep learning is consuming much more resources on the machine, but we should not care more about it because of the cloud that we mentioned. And of course, it takes much more data. Remember the billions of cats that we need to see. But again, we should not be concerned about this because we are in the time of the evolution that we have more and more data every day. So just for you to understand, let's take an example. When we recognize number, the human, the brains, we are seeing different numbers. You see the writing is different, but our brain is always recognizing the number. You see a 4, you see a 5, you see a 0, or if you see different numbers, you see different writing, but our brain is recognizing this number. So this is what that I was trying to explain, that at the end, for the 4, you are looking maybe in this upper part that you are looking is very critical for the 4. The 4 is always having something on the top. Or the 8 at the end is similar to have 2 zeros together. So, and it's completely only for the 8 or the 9 or different numbers. So it's like our human brain is working. So just keep in mind that deep learning is going to learn about the characteristics it needs to discover on the data to discover what is really the data. So it's much more powerful than the other techniques. So this is only an example of the type of deep learning. When you listen on convolutional neural network, is CNN, is not a television channel, is CNN, is a convolutional neural network, or RNN is recurrent neural network. Just for you to understand that there are different types of deep learning, focus on images, the first one, CNN, and focus on other different areas. So this is an example of the images. You see there is a photograph of a flower and a cup or a car of a tree, or imagine you are comparing all these things. So the computing or the algorithms in this case is taking a key characteristic of the flower to distinguish flower from the cup or the car or the tree. So this is as it is working, and at the same time is just dividing in the 3 key different colors that we have, red, green, and blue, and is trying to understand better and better the images more than the human, because it's always more specific on the details that are having. So here you have what is deep learning, and from now you understand what is the deep learning concept. So here in this picture, what you see is the kind of many applications, the kind of many examples where you can have AI. Taking consideration that AI, artificial intelligence, and emulating human, we can apply in any different industry. You have here as an example, as mentioned at the beginning, healthcare for trying to improve the accuracy of breast cancer screening, on the IoT, just trying to understand with photographs the agriculture condition, just to make sure that we need a different condition from the different fruits. For example, more water, or these other fruits does need a different condition. Or maybe the drones, when they are going on the electric tower of the electric companies that are trying to find an issue. just automatically. All these areas, artificial intelligence can be applied in any of the way. But let's go to a video that can show you what is the context, or what is another example of artificial intelligence.
Okay, now let me show you the latest technologies. This is a smartphone app that we are working on.
51 feet to the door, and keep straight. Take the 2 doors to go out. The door is on your right. Nick is approaching. Looks so happy.
Oh, hi, Nick.
Hey, Chico.
Where are you going? You look so happy.
Oh, well, my paper just got accepted.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations.
Thanks. Wait, how'd you know it was me and that I look happy? All right.
Oh, hi.
He is not talking to you, but on his phone. Potato chips. Dark chocolate with almonds. You gained 5 pounds since yesterday. Please take apple instead of chocolate. Approaching. You arrive.
So we have seen one example where we can use artificial intelligence to help people without, they cannot see. So it's helping, artificial intelligence is helping. How other examples, or what other examples? For example, an electric company in Spain, Endesa, where you are checking what are your expenses and what will be the best program that you can have for your electrical house. This is applying artificial intelligence, and you have a chat with artificial intelligence. You don't need to call the company. You have a chat that automatically is advising you what is the best plan to have it. Or another one is in Imagine Bank. Imagine Bank is from CaixaBank, another big bank in Spain that they want to capture the young people, and they do a chatbot in Facebook. If you go to the link, you can check that they are trying to provide information about different events or different things that are happening in your city, and in this way they are trying to capture new customers. So it's another tactic to use artificial intelligence. Or the taxes department. This is our taxes department in Spain, and they have thousands of questions about how I'm doing my taxes when I'm doing an entrepreneur or I'm having my own company. And they have decided to establish a chatbot, someone that is answering for us. This is artificial intelligence answering for us, and is helping to reduce the time and to focus these people answering the same question every day to do more interesting tasks in their day-to-day. And what I like most about this is why we don't have an assistant like this in our everyday. This is possible now.
Hey Google, book a table for 2 at El Cocotero on Tuesday at 7.
All right, just in case that's not available, can I try between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m.?
Sure.
All right, I'll call to book under your name and phone number, and I'll update you in the next 15 minutes. Is that okay?
Perfect, thanks.
El Cocotero, how may I help you?
Hi, I'm the Google Assistant calling to make a reservation for a client. This automated call will be recorded. Can I book a table for Tuesday the 12th?
Okay, cool. And how big is the party?
It's for 2 people.
Great. And when did you say they want to come in?
Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Okay, let me check. I don't have 7, but we can do 8.
Yeah, 8 p.m. is fine.
Perfect. And can I get their name?
First name is Anna.
Okay. We'll see Anna Tuesday. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thanks a lot.
Anna for 2.
Right this way.
So as you have seen in the video, at the end, you are making a reservation, you are trying to book a reservation, and the waiter of the restaurant is asking not exactly how many people, but how big is the party, or is understanding really the natural language. And even the assistant is asking you if it can be at 7 or at 8. So this is the natural language processing and how artificial intelligence is helping with that. If we go now to the challenge, and this is just to finish, is that we have artificial intelligence all around the world. And artificial intelligence we can use for many things, but maybe it should not be used for everything that it can be done. We have China that is following people all around, just taking their images, just trying to understand how they behave. And this is artificial intelligence because they are analyzing the images of the people and they are trying to predict what is going to happen. We have US in the other part of the world that is focusing in, if we have business with artificial intelligence, let's do it. And we have the European Commission that is using the GDPR or the privacy law that is helping us not to have all this data that we mentioned, all this personal data that we mentioned that artificial intelligence is using, just only when we agree that we can share this data. So just take consideration that the artificial intelligence is based on data, but the data we should be care of. For example, if we train a system only with Caucasian people and we try to guess later on just a black person or a person that is non-Caucasian, we are not going to recognize. So this is a kind of bias that artificial intelligence is having. Is artificial intelligence fault? Not really. It's the fault of the data. It's the fault of the people that train the algorithms. It's just for you to care about it and to understand that not everything in artificial intelligence are benefits. So the example from Microsoft that it was training a chatbot and the chatbot at the end, it was not well trained. It was trained with not good answers and not good questions. Or the case that Amazon was only hiring men. It's not really true. It's the algorithms was put in production and it was trained with a set of data that the majority of the data were men. And it's not the algorithm selecting only men. This is the tweet. So this is the highlights in the news that Amazon is only hiring men. No, it's artificial intelligence was not used in the way it should be used. And then another challenge is that Google is listening to all these devices that we have at home is listening to us. Well, it's not really listening to us. It's really trying to understand the different voices at home and trying to improve this selection. So we need to think on the ethics about artificial intelligence, but of course, artificial intelligence is from 1950. Now we are using only from 2010. Remember, it's only 10 years. It's like we have artificial intelligence as a kid only. It's 10 years. So we need to learn what is the advantage, that we have many advantages as you have seen till now, but we have as well some inhibitors on that. Artificial intelligence can be good for all the SDG, all the Sustainable Development Goals. It can predict some hunger, or it can use to have a better life when we can predict some human diseases, or it can be used for the COVID, as you have listened all around. So artificial intelligence can be used for many good things. It's only to be used in the right way, we having the right data. Or, for example, remember is this example on visual recognition that we were talking about before, and remember that some companies has, like IBM or like Google or like Amazon, has said that they are going to consider a little bit more on visual recognition just to make sure they are doing the right things. Especially, I think it's just think that all the companies develop artificial intelligence are based in US. So because of this racism they have there or this kind of issues that they are having, it's a good point that big companies are thinking about that. And then this is a personal thing, another personal challenge I'm leading with, just for you to know, is just like Observatory of Artificial Intelligence and Ethics. And this is, I founded last year as an entrepreneur or whatever, but it's a non-profit organization. It is just using artificial intelligence in the right way. It's not only me, you see the founders there, it's not only IT. You need for artificial intelligence journalism, you need some lawyers, you need some other profiles just to work with artificial intelligence, because remember, it's data, and data is regarding not only technology, and remember, it's linguistic, and linguistic is not only for IT people. And just to finish, I encourage you to use artificial intelligence for your future business. Don't have these concerns that you don't know enough. Now it's easier than ever to use artificial intelligence. Remember, better power, we have the cloud, we only pay for what we use, and we have the algorithms. You don't need to be an expert. Just use artificial intelligence in all the samples we have seen, the assistant or Endesa or the blind person that is helping in their day-to-day. And just to finish with one sentence that I like a lot from Alan Turing, the father of artificial intelligence. We can only see a little of the futures, but enough to realize that much remains to be done. So thank you very much, and I hope you really enjoy artificial intelligence, and as I enjoy every day with technology, helping to change the world.